All right, so this tip scale will let you go as high as you freaking want to. It'll let you go as high as 200% tip. These small businesses are laying more responsibilities and heavier workload on the existing employees, and they're not getting compensated for the extra work that they're doing. All right, guys, so we have literally just finished eating here, and the food, it was okay. So the appetizers we had here, they were phenomenal. If you guys haven't had a coconut shrimp with, I don't even know what kind of sauce they have with that, but it was amazing. But, this is what we've been seeing. We've been seeing labor shortages. We're seeing inflation. I'm seeing the menu prices much higher. The prices of these menu items have gone up, and the quality has gone down. So while I'm complimenting the coconut shrimp that we had, the quality of the meal, the main entree, it's just not as good. And we have one server that is pretty much serving everyone that is out here, and I really feel bad for her. I mean, and here's the other thing. We talked about this in a previous video. They don't have busboys anymore. We have this one server, and she is literally just manning this whole place all by herself. It's ridiculous. Now, this is a labor shortage problem, right? But at the same time, they're not paying people. Like, all right, so number one, sometimes I've seen where these businesses, they're not paying enough money per hour to hire people, to get people to want to work, So that's one problem. But the other problem is that if you don't give people enough hours, it's not worth them to spend $4, $5, $6, $7 a gallon for gas to make it to work. Now, if you guys follow Kevin Prepper, the name of his channel is Kevin, but I always search him as Kevin Prepper, maybe Kevin SHTF, or Kevin Stockpile, or Kevin Inflation. Anyway, if you know Kevin's channel, you've probably seen one of his recent videos where he talked about how food doesn't quite taste the same. And I'll be honest with you, I don't go to that many restaurants, and when I do go out to eat, I generally go to the same places. And the places that I normally go to, the food is pretty much how it's always been. However, I'm at a restaurant that I haven't been to in a while, and me and my wife, we literally just finished eating, and we were like, hold on a second, how was your food? And we just kind of looked at each other, and it was just like, yo, what happened? Yeah, and I don't want to say that we're not coming back, but she just said we're not coming back. But I don't want to say that, It's like, all right, like I said, the coconut shrimp, the appetizers were great, but it's like you're paying $10.99 for 6 shrimps, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to share. So we had to order 2 appetizers. So for 2 appetizers, that's $21 right there. No, that's $22 right there, right? Now, basic math, like, I'm gonna give at least a 20% tip unless the waiter or waitress is just complete like trash. So you figure, the tax in this area is like 7%. The tax rate 7%. So that's 27% between tax and tip. So let's just call it 30%. So you're already at $22 just for an appetizer. Then you're going to add another 30% to that. What's that, like another $6.50? So that's like $28.50 roughly. I don't have a calculator with me. But let's just say you're going to spend almost $30 just for appetizers. And, here we are. We're done eating. We're ready to go. And my waiter is nowhere to be found. And I know she's not slacking off. I've seen her hustling. When they brought our food out, it was like multiple different runners here. So, this is bad. This is bad. It's a labor shortage problem, but it's not because people don't want to work, regardless of what Mitch McConnell wants you to think. Americans aren't just doing the backstroke in their swimming pool full of money, from previous stimulus checks. That's not how this game works. If people aren't working, it's because A, there's a better opportunity out there, or B, the reward to work isn't enough to cover expenses, and that's really what it boils down to. And small businesses, they need to make their profits, and it's a toss up between raising prices so high to be able to afford to give employees raises, or raising prices too high to a point where customers are like, hey, this is too expensive, and they stop shopping there, and then your total overall revenue number starts to decline. And so for example, like, not everyone's going to say it's too expensive. Some people will continue to shop there and will continue to do business with these companies that raise prices, but there's always some magic number where they can't raise prices any higher. And then at that point, okay, yeah, your average profit per unit sold is higher, but then you sell fewer units, and so your total gross profit and your total revenue numbers start to decline, and then now you have a failing business. And more businesses, hey, oh yeah, we're ready, thank you. 1 second, guys. I don't know if you guys can see this. So I don't know if you guys can see it. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but can you see this?
It's a little glare.
All right. So this tip scale will let you go as high as you freaking want to. What's this? It'll let you go as high as 200% tip. Wow. I have never seen a tip scale allow you to go to 200% tip. But we're going to bring this back down to reality because the service was okay. We're not going to do 0%. Don't worry. We're not going to do 0%. How about 12%? Nah, inflation's too high. We can't give her 12%. We got to do a little bit better for her. I'm going to go ahead and do 20% because the service was good. Go ahead and complete the payment. All right, so this is how we're doing things today. So no more traditional. I'm just gonna go with. I'll go with print receipt. Let's just see how this works. It prints it out from the bottom. But yeah, guys. I mean, I really hope that they get a handle on inflation because things are getting bad here, and you've got. I was talking to the waitress earlier, and I'm looking at what she's doing. So once again, they've gotten rid of the busboy. There's no more busboy. There's a waiter who's literally taking your order, and they're attempting to deliver food. They have some runners to kind of help them out. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing the same waiter cleaning up the tables and attempting to take orders, attempting to bring food out. And this is what we're seeing more and more of. We're seeing more of the employees that they do have, that these small businesses have. These small businesses are laying more responsibilities and heavier workload on the existing employees, and they're not getting compensated for the extra work that they're doing. And on top of that, they're cutting back on the total number of hours that they're getting. So it's like, hey, do more work while everything else around you is getting more and more expensive. Here's less time to get it done in because we're going to cut your hours. And also smile for the customers. Make them think that you're happy. Because you don't want to ruin the customer's experience. But it's like, look at the burden that the everyday employee is left to deal with today. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm gonna get out of here. But you guys have made it this far. Drop the like for a video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.